Vamos a empezar. So I'm going to start with some real basics for those who are new. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a todos, a todos. Esta es la primera clase. Es una clase muy relajada, muy relajada. Estamos aquí para practicar. Si cometemos errores y vamos a mejorar. You know, we get a little better with our errors and we fix them up and clean them up. So never be afraid to jump in and say or do whatever or ask any question at all. I do record these and post them to YouTube. The only people who get the link are you people in the class, so that you can watch at any time or rewatch if you need it. And sometime between tonight and tomorrow afternoon, I will post or I will email you a recap email. And the recap email that comes sometime between Wednesday night and Wednesday about 3 o'clock at the drop dead latest. I list all the links that we use during class. I have all the links for every video that we watch, so that if you want to watch a video again, because many people do, you can go back and look at that again. You'll know how to find it, exactly how to find it. So I give you all the information on, you know, what we did in class and how to get to all the sites. In most cases, you really don't need to like copy and take copious notes all over the place, because the information I give to you on screen, you will get as a link that you can, you know, save on your own computer or print out or do whatever you want, lo que quieras, whatever you want. Bueno, entonces, vamos a empezar con cosas básicas, con cosas fáciles para participar. We're going to have some things that you can participate and go off into small groups to work on for a little bit. And today we're going to have, not dive into like super hard stuff, but start in with some easy stuff that will help you to hopefully speak a little more easily. And today, for kind of a theme, we're going to start with half of a video. You'll watch the other half for next week. And this is a little video that we're going to begin with, that he starts by telling some stories, very short stories, about things that not many people know. ¿Cuál es el título? ¿Cuál es el título? El título es 10 cosas, 10 things, 10 cosas que no sabes del español. 10 things that you don't know. And then he says, seguramente. We're going to look at not all of this tonight during class, but about half of it. They are fun little helpful tidbits. They are not really grammar related. They are little things that are kind of common sayings. So we're going to watch some, and we'll pause as we go along a little bit here. So we're going to see some of these, and then we'll get into like the main thing. Pueden ver? Can everybody see? Bien. I will turn on the subtitles for this as well. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, están aquí. They are here. Okay. Entonces, el título dice 10 cosas que no sabes del español. 10 things you don't know about Spanish. Pero vamos a ver solamente 5 hoy para empezar. And this is to kind of train your ear. Okay, es para entrenar.
Oh. ¿Sabías que seguramente no significa seguro?
Seguramente. ¿Qué es mente? ¿Qué es mente en seguramente?
Like ly.
Yeah, like ly in English, you know, rápidamente, quickly. lentamente, slowly. Ok. No significa seguro. Seguramente doesn't quite mean what you think is what he's going to say.
Seguramente significa probablemente.
Segura o seguro es como sure, pero no es surely. Ok. Es muy probable.
Es muy probable, pero no necesariamente seguro. No,
Not necessarily 100% thing. Seguramente, if somebody says to you seguramente, they're not saying 100%. Muy probable, sí.
seguramente no significa seguro, significa probablemente.
Now, he's going to give you an example of how we would say this, talking about some random thing around the house.
No sé qué es esto.
I don't know
sé
what
qué
this
es
is.
esto. Seguramente.
So he's not saying surely, for sure. He's saying must be, probably,
Seguramente es jabón.
probably soap.
Sí, será jabón. Probable.
Será, futuro. Será jabón. I imagine it must be. He's using será. That future thing is speculation. It must be. It must be.
Probablemente es jabón. Es muy probable que sea jabón. Sí, seguramente es jabón.
Es muy probable que. Es muy probable que sea. Yeah, there's a little shout out to what you did in a little bit of, right, in the session before. It's very probable that it might be soap. Is it que sea jabón, that it might be soap. Es subjuntivo. He's got an impersonal expression. Es muy probable que.
Pero no estoy completamente seguro. No lo sé.
I'm not for sure.
No lo sé, no estoy completamente seguro, ¿no? Seguramente es jabón, pero no estoy completamente seguro. ¿Sabías que...
Número 2.
¿Sabías que...
Did you guys know that? There's a past for did you know. ¿Sabías que? Did you know that? Did you know that?
Ay, no tiene...
And they misspelled that, so don't take the subtitles of the 100%. Ay no tiene plural. Ay, and what he means is ay with the H, H-A-Y, 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 la palabra ay, el verbo ay significa there is / there are. No tiene plural. I, when it is used to say there is, there are, has no plural form.
Plural. Hay un huevo.
Hay un huevo. There's an egg. Usamos hay para expresar que algo existe. Nada más. Una cosa existe. Hay audífonos especie. Hay audífonos aquí. Hay un vaso con mi bebida, ¿sí? Hay un libro de español, pero no hay plural. We use I whether we're talking about one thing or 1,000 things, no importa.
Hay un huevo. Hay 6 huevos. Hay 6 huevos. Hay un huevo. Es lo mismo. No hay plural.
Okay. Para que sepan, so you guys know, native Spanish speakers sometimes get that wrong. Sometimes get that wrong. And then pause and say, what did I say?
Well, how do they say it? What do they say to make it clear?
I have heard people sometimes say, well, not so much with I, but with the subjunctive form, making it plural. Because I is used two ways, and this is why it is confusing sometimes even for native speakers. I is used in an impersonal way. If hay una pluma, that's impersonal. This thing exists. There is a pen. Hay luces aquí cerca de mi escritorio. Hay luces. Hay luces. There are lights. Okay. But I also exists in many different forms to use for perfect tenses. I have eaten. We have driven 100 miles so far. So in that sense, when it's not just talking about something existing, when we pair it up with that past participle, it becomes something like he manejado. So haber, which is from what I comes from, can also exist in impersonal forms instead of impersonal forms. Impersonal forms. It can also exist in forms like has, ha, hemos, habéis, han. He manejado, I have driven. Hemos manejado muchísimas horas. We have driven many hours. So because I has this kind of two-faced double reality, sometimes even natives mess up with it a little bit. Okay.
Y en el pasado tampoco. Había 6 huevos.
So instead of there are 6 eggs, there were 6 eggs. That's all había is. Había, there were.
Había un huevo. Igual. Hay, había y hubo no tienen plural cuando se usan para expresar la existencia de algo.
Okay, so you only need I to talk about right now. Había, there were, había mucha gente en la calle. There were a lot of people on the street, right? Hubo, we don't use very much because it's like a definite ending. Hubo un accidente en el centro. There was an accident because it was an event that happened. So don't worry about hubo. What you're going to use a lot in conversation will be hay and había. Hay to talk about right now, and había to describe, oh, there were, these things like in the park or in the store or whatever, lo que sea.
Hay, hubo, había. No cambian.
Okay, número 2. Número 3. This one's...
¿Sabías que no es lo mismo estar leyendo que ir leyendo?
Estar leyendo is I am reading, meaning it's happening as I'm talking. Okay. But instead of using estar, sometimes we use ir with that ing word, leyendo or cantando or bailando or caminando or andando, lo que sea, whatever. Sometimes instead of using estar, we use ir. And he demonstrates what that means.
Estar leyendo se usa cuando estás parado en un sitio, cuando estás sentado en un
You're
sofá,
still in a
estás,
place.
Sentado en una silla, o cuando estás de pie. Estoy aquí de pie leyendo.
I'm on my feet. And he's using estar.
Estoy leyendo un libro. Pero si me muevo y al mismo tiempo que me muevo, leo, entonces yo voy leyendo. Mientras
I go along reading. It means your movement. It means your movement, doing that thing that's in the ando or yendo form.
Mientras paseo, mientras camino, yo voy
While I stroll, while I
leyendo.
walk,
Si
I go along reading.
vas en el autobús con un libro, vas leyendo el libro en el autobús, vas leyendo en el tren, vas leyendo en el avión. Ir leyendo significa que estás haciendo algo al mismo tiempo que te mueves, ¿vale?
You're doing something at the same time you're moving around. Oh, this is one of those things that really paints a picture in your head. I could say, oh, esos niños están gritando, están gritando. They're yelling, they're shouting. Los niños están gritando. But it creates a real picture in your head, like a motion picture, if you change that to los niños van gritando. Van gritando del colegio. Los niños van gritando. They go out. You get this idea of little kids totally chug, 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 screaming all the way. So instead of estar, sometimes we use ir with an ando yendo to say that somebody is moving around, doing that action.
Yo voy leyendo mientras camino, ¿de acuerdo? Y ahora estoy leyendo. Cuando camino por la calle, cuando paseo, siempre voy cantando, la, 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 voy silbando.
I walk, I go along, whistling, silbando,
Voy
whistling.
cantando, la, 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 la. Voy mirando los edificios, mirando las casas.
I go along,
voy
looking
mirando el
at stuff.
paisaje. Voy saludando a la
I
gente.
greet
Hola,
everybody, saludando,
hola. A veces voy hablando por teléfono.
Sometimes I go along talking.
Sí, a veces voy hablando por teléfono mientras camino. A veces voy soñando despierto.
Daydreaming.
¿Sabías que se puede decir leer un libro o leerse un libro?
Leerse.
¿Sabes cuál es la diferencia? Leer un libro significa que, bueno, voy a pasar un rato,
I'm going to spend some time, pasar un rato, I'm going to spend some time.
un tiempo leyendo el libro, ¿vale? Leerse un libro significa que lo voy a leer completamente, desde el principio hasta el final. Si digo, me voy a leer este libro, significa que me lo voy a leer desde el principio hasta el final. Quizás no hoy, quizás mañana, no lo sé, pero lo voy a terminar. Si digo, voy a leer un libro, bueno, puede ser que lo termine o puede ser que no. Es más general, es más ambiguo. Pasa algo parecido con comer y comerse, beber y beberse. Yo puedo decir, hoy voy a comer cereales. Quiere decir que voy a comer un poco de estos cereales. No todos. Bueno, quizás sí, no lo sé, es un poco general, ¿vale? Voy a comer de esto. Pero si digo, voy a comerme los cereales, normalmente estoy diciendo que me voy a comer todo. Voy a comer
todo. Comerse does not mean to eat yourself. Yes, it is reflexive. Comerse no es eat yourself. Comerse es como, no hay traducción exacta. Es como gobble up, chow down, inhale it, eat it all. Okay, so there are a couple ways you can express that. You can express that with comerse or comerlo todo. Eat it all up. Where do we ever get this thing with in English? Eat up. Eat up, eat up. What the heck is that about? Yeah, that's one of those phrasal verbs, right? Eat up. Eat up doesn't make any sense in English either. So, yeah. Comerse, comerlo todo.
Sí, pero voy a comer todos.
The whole thing.
Comer es algo más general y que se puede usar en muchos contextos diferentes. Si quieres especificar que te vas a comer todo, ¿vale? Puedes decir comerse. Voy a comer pizza significa que vas a comer un poco de pizza, no necesariamente toda la pizza. O sí, quizás sí, no lo sabemos. Pero si dices, hoy me voy a comer una pizza, significa que te la vas a comer toda. Y pasa lo mismo con beber y beberse. Si digo que hoy voy a beber vino, significa, bueno, que voy a beber un poco. Hoy voy a beber vino, significa que voy a beber un poco de vino. Bueno, no lo sé. Quizá al final me bebo toda la botella. No
Maybe
lo
the
sé.
whole bottle.
Si digo bebo vino, significa que es algo general, que voy a beber un poco, no sé cuánto. Pero si digo, hoy me voy a beber el vino, hoy me voy a beber una botella de vino, hoy me voy a beber todo el vino. Si uso beberse, normalmente significa que vas a beber todo.
The whole thing.
Ugh. Este vino, por cierto, no es muy bueno. No es muy bueno, por cierto. Por cierto.
Por cierto, and we're going to stop there. You're going to watch the last half of that for a little homework assignment. See? And he'll explain. So when he starts with por cierto, that's where you know, oh, this is where I pick up. I will send you the link for that. He does a very good job, and he speaks fairly slowly on this one. Sometimes he goes along at a good clip, but this is designed for a good beginner kind of lesson. So today we're not going to go full throttle, perhaps, but we are going to check out some other stuff. And always feel free to either in the chat box today or in emails later, tell me if there are any special things you want to tackle. We are going to go back to, I will give you another video to watch. We're going to continue with our destinos. For those of you who are new, destinos, we're jumping in like way towards the end of the story. So I'm going to give you two, those of you who are brand new, I'm going to give you two recaps that kind of summarize everything that happened in general in the story so that you know where we are up to the present time, right? And for the rest of you, I'm going to give you the next episode of that. So those are going to be our two big videos for watching later today. And those videos are designed for just watch, absorb the story, see how much you can understand. They're getting into some things that are a little bit complicated. Turn on the subtitles, and you'll get the general idea because they do a fair amount of slow speech as well. Lo que vamos a hacer hoy, what we're going to do today, is I want you guys to do some work in little groups on a specific topic, some things that are more vocabulary builders, So I'm going to show you what I mean by vocabulary builders. And I want you to kind of brainstorm some ideas and then come back with some ideas. This is kind of a fun website. Stop saying the same thing. Yeah. Synonyms. What are synonyms? Oh, you haven't seen that word since fourth grade. What are synonyms? ¿Qué son sinónimos? Sinónimos en español. Se dice sinónimos. Sinónimos son synonyms. What are synonyms? And why do we care?
Things that mean the same thing.
Things that mean the same thing or real close. Yeah. Remember when you were way back in school and you had to like look up you had thesauruses. Remember thesaurus? Yeah.
Nice, that one.
Yeah, synonyms are a good topic. Synonyms might be the same thing. Or when I send you out, I will say not even just synonyms, but maybe you want to talk about words that our gradations a little different, you know, like hot to boiling. They both mean pretty darn hot. They don't mean the exact same thing, but you know, they're gradations. So I don't want to limit you to only synonyms, things that are close. What we want to do is build some vocabulary, build some more vocabulary that we can use later on in describing things and later on in small groups. So we're going to talk about synonyms, and I'll give you the link for this, but you'll start to get an idea. You can get into a vocabulary rut. That's because like your brain wants to go for that one easy word that you know how that is. Yeah. But a lot of times, here's the sad thing. You start talking to somebody and you've memorized this one phrase and you know it. And then they come back at you with about 3 different words and you're like, oh my God, what did they do? Was that agreeing with me? Was that saying I'm a total idiot? What did they just tell me? So expanding our vocabulary is always good. So, what we're getting at with synonyms is you want to say something that's striking, but you don't know how to say that word, so you say pretty. And that's okay when you're conversing, but maybe there are many ways to express it. Something is looking good, if you know what I mean. You want to say you're irritated, but instead you say angry. And maybe you don't really want that punch of angry, or maybe you do. Maybe you want worse than angry. But anyway, synonyms it's good to build up some different words that are either related or might be gradations above or below, but related. And think about that a little bit. So I'm going to send you off into some, into our breakout rooms with Zoom here for a few minutes. And I'm going to throw out some ideas. Ustedes, todos ustedes necesitan quizás un lápiz, una pluma, un boli, un papel. If you are a very savvy person, like my daughter rolls her eyes, it's like, no one does that anymore, Mom, because I split my screen into 2 screens and I just type it. Of course you do, because you're smarter than I am. Thank you so much. So, okay, however you make note of it, a mí no me importa. I don't care. But kind of brainstorm and come up with some different ideas. ¿Cuántos somos? How many of us are there today? I'm going to give you what our words are that I want you to work on. Uy, no, eso no, perdón. Si mi hija, mi hija claramente es más inteligente que yo. Okay, what I want you to start to, I want you to work on about 3 ideas for this first thing. And sometimes words are going to be totally interchangeable, or maybe not. They might be a little different. So come up with some different ways. I want you to talk about different ways to express that something is looking pretty good. Beautiful, pretty. Spanish has an abundance of words for this. So I want you to brainstorm and say, how many ideas can you come up with that express some gradation of pretty, beautiful? Also, so número 1, ¿sí? Segundo, cool. That is so cool. No es como hace fresco. It's cool outside. No. That is cool. That is cool. That is awesome. Okay. Smart. Or maybe it's opposite. Smart or not so. Okay, ¿vale? Bien. ¿Cuántos somos? Somos 12. I'm going to break you into groups of 2 or 3, I think. 5 minutos son suficientes. No, you're not building any big sentences yet, right? Sí, claro. Bien. 5 minutos. Okay. To get some out of some of our ruts, to kind of express some different ideas, to maybe start to understand how they're a little different from each other, how we might typically use them in a different way. Eso es, eso es, eso es. Y un momentito. A ver. Bueno, ok. A ver, 5 minutos. Hit your join button. Brainstorm some ideas. We'll come on back and describe some things. Muy bien. Okay. When you come back in from a breakout room, it puts you on automatic mute, so you'll need to take yourselves off of mute. What if I will see, unless you got a fur baby barking in the background? Take yourselves off of mute. Yeah, aquí vamos. Okay, bueno, vamos a ver. ¿Cuáles son sus ideas? What are your ideas on this? Ideas to talk about looking good.
Yeah.
Guapo and guapa.
Guapo,
That-
guapa, sí, guapo, guapa. Okay, vale, sí, guapo, guapo.
Hermosa, hermosa.
Hermosa o hermoso. Hermoso,
Pero-
hermosa. I'm going to put the masculine here, but you know these go into feminine form too, right? Depende.
Bonita.
Bonita, bonito, bonita. Sí, claro. Muy bien. ¿Qué más?
Lindo.
Parece bien.
Lindo. Lindo y qué más?
Parece bien.
¿Parece bien?
Parece.
Parece bien. Well, sí, we're combining. Yeah, parece bien seems pretty good. Parece bien. Yeah, you could do that. Sí, ¿qué más? ¿Hay más?
Well, you could say me gusta.
Me gusta. Well, but you might me gusta because something is yummy. You might me gusta because it's yeah. Me gusta is definitely one of those positive expressions. You bet. But it won't necessarily say good looking.
Oh, good looking. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sí. Eso es.
Got it.
¿Qué
Got it.
más?
No es mal.
No
Or
es
no es,
malo.
or no es feo.
No es feo, mejor, even better. No es feo. We can say the negative of something else. Fantástico. Hay más.
Was there a me cae bien or something? Something falls good on me.
Me cae bien is a
Oh,
thing. Yeah, falls good on me. But me cae bien is more like me cae bien is when you're talking about you like a human being. Like your kid brought his new little friend home that he made at school first week. You say, what a nice kid. I like that kid. Me cae bien. He falls well on me, meaning, oh, good person. But they could be ugly as sin and still be a really good person, right? So, yeah. Okay. ¿Hay más?
Bastante bien.
Bastante bien, bastante bueno, bastante, and this might be a little bit lukewarm, but well, not necessarily. No necesariamente. Okay, bien. Más ideas. Algo más. Voy a darles otra idea. Voy a darles a ustedes. I'm going to give you guys otra idea.
Atractivo.
Atractivo.
Vivo, yeah.
Boom. Atractivo. Muy atractivo. Ok, muy atractivo. Oh.
Precioso.
Preciosa. Spanish has an abundance of words to talk about something looking good. Okay. Guapo, handsome, good looking, técnicamente. Sí. Hermoso, beautiful. Bonito, pretty. But you know, they use bonito a lot. More than we use pretty, I think. Bonito. Bonito. Lindo, another word for beautiful. Parece bien seems pretty good. Yeah. No es feo, just, not ugly. Yeah. Bastante bueno, bastante bien. Atractivo, precioso. Una palabra favorita. Bello, muy bello. Es casi
Bellísimo.
bellísimo. How does that change that idea? If I change it from bello to bellísimo, how does it change that? It tweaks it.
Kind of
Bellissimo.
amps it up.
It amps it up. Absolutely bellissimo.
It's a
Bellissimo.
superlative.
It's fantástico. It is a superlative. It is muy, 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 muy bello. Muy, 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 muy bello. Muy bello. Muy bello. Sí. And you can use that with many. I have to think how to say preciosísimo, preciosísimo. You can do that, you know, lindísimo, bonitísimo, hermosísimo, guapísimo. Es guapísimo. Yeah, you are magnifying it, you are bumping it up. Uy, muy bien, muy bien. Me gusta mucho. Okay, you've got some excellent ideas there. Ooh, ways to say cool. Something is
Just see.
Easy.
good.
Well, Duolingo keeps using genial.
Oh, genial. And what word you use for cool is often highly dependent on the region you're in. Genial is one way. Yeah. Genial is like brilliant, awesome, cool. Yeah, right. So this could be anything that you would express as awesome. Yeah, cool. Genial. But genial is not real slang saying, ooh, chido.
Chido.
Es muy
Magnífico.
chido. Magnífico. Magnífico. Sí, sí, sí.
Maravilloso.
Maravilloso. Chido. Chido, sí, chido. Chido es muy común en México, muy común en México. Sadly, I'm going to tell you this, guys, sadly, if you are under 20 years old and living in Mexico, this, but it's pronounced like this, cool, cool,
Cool.
but they won't pronounce that cool. Cool. Oh, es muy cool. Es muy cool. Es muy cool. So there is an Anglicism sneaking in, but if you're under 20, don't be surprised. Es muy cool. Es muy cool. Nobody over 60 is going to say that. Es muy cool. Es muy chido. Es muy padre.
What?
Ay, qué padre. How father? No.
Marilyn,
Qué
question?
padre. Susana.
For chido, would you say chida if you were talking about like a blusa?
You
know,
could,
that's
yeah,
cool
sí,
buff?
es muy chida,
So you
sí,
can-
sí,
okay.
sí, sí, exacto,
Okay,
sí.
thank you.
But padre is always padre. Es muy padre, muy padre.
Spectacular.
Sí. Espectacular. Estupendo. Estupendo, ¿no? ¿Qué más?
Fantastico.
Fantástico.
Divertidísimo.
Divertidísimo. Sí se puede. Divertidísimo. Bien, sí. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Otras ideas. This is a little more regional. Bacán or bacano. I think that's a little more Colombian. Colombiano. Una palabra más colombiana, creo. Bacán, bacano. So there are a lot of times this really depends on where you are. They will throw out another thing you hear sometimes in Spain, flipante, flipante, yeah, flipar. Flipar is a thing, is like if something that blows your mind. Yeah, me flipa. Yeah, they use that sometimes too. So, también en España. En España, sí. Es muy guay. Es muy guay. I don't think you're going to hear that one too much in Mexico, but in Spain, sí, guay. Muy guay. Muy guay. Es muy guay. Guay. you know, and what does cool mean anyway? Nadie sabe, nobody knows, right? But those are all ways to express that you are impressed. Yeah. You want to say you're impressed with something. Okay. Vale. The smart. Perdón, otra vez, again.
No, I was just saying the next word was smarter, inteligente.
Inteligente, sí. Lo más común, inteligente, sí, inteligente.
Listo.
Listo.
Oh, good.
Muy listo. Oh, listo is a double-edged word, double-edged sword. If you mean somebody is very, and you know, listo is not like book learning kind of smart. Listo is, sharp, clever, kind of smart. So when we use listo to say somebody is sharp, we have to use ser with it. See? Ese chico es muy listo. Wow, that kid, he's clever. See? Es muy listo. Es muy listo. You can't say está listo. If you change that from ser to estar, you can legitimately use estar with listo, but it completely changes the meaning of the word listo. And it changes the meaning into ready. Ese chico está listo. That boy is ready. You know, he's got his mochila, he's got his, you know, la cartera, his wallet, el celular, he's got all this stuff and he's set to go. Está listo. Estamos listos. We are ready. Estamos listos. Vamos a practicar. Pero somos muy listos. We are just clever. Yeah, sí. Okay. Algo más? Anything else?
Brillante.
Brillante. Also, you will hear genial in this sense as well. Genial.
Yeah.
Genial looks a lot like genius, doesn't it? In a way, it starts off that way. Yeah, genial, genial, brillante. Sí. Otras ideas. O los apuestos, or the opposites.
Tonto.
Tonto. Vamos a ver. Let's take some opposites. Tonto, foolish.
Estúpido.
Estúpido. Tonto, muy común, ya. Muy bobo.
Bobo.
Yeah, there are all kinds of variations on this word. You know, kind of a, yeah. Okay, bueno, ¿más o no? ¿No? Bueno.
Son inteligente.
Sí, ok. Vale, muy bien. Ok, lo que vamos a hacer ahora vamos a usar las ideas. Vamos a usar estas ideas para hablar. Vamos a hablar de esas personas. We're going to use this. I don't know if you know who these people are. Son Shawn Mendes y Camila Cabello. Ella es actriz, es cantante, ¿sí?
Musicians, singers.
Yeah, sí, yes. ¿Cómo podemos escribir estas personas? And you'll see why it's called Las Dos Camillas. Ella se llama Camilla.
We can't see any pictures.
Oh, perdón. Qué tonta soy yo, qué tonta soy yo.
No.
Qué tonta soy yo. Ay, aquí, mejor, mucho mejor, ¿no? Las Dos Camillas. This is like the tale of two cities, except it's not cities, it's Camillas. Las Dos Camillas. ¿Cómo describimos a las dos personas aquí?
Joven.
Jóvenes.
Son jóvenes, sí. Es una pareja muy joven. Una pareja muy joven, muy popular. Es
Muy
él, es
guapo.
cantante él, no sé. O quizás es actor, no sé exactamente. Son jóvenes,
Popular.
son populares, son,
Morenos.
otra
Ellos
vez,
son morenos.
son morenos, sí, son morenos, son feos,
No.
No,
atractivos,
No.
no son feos, no son
son
feos,
guapos.
son guapos.
Ujú.
Es una pareja guapa. It's an attractive couple. Es una pareja atractiva. I can say una pareja because they're a twosome.
Sí.
Or I can say ellos son guapos, son atractivos, son morenos, son jóvenes.
Son novios guapos? Because they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, son novios guapos, sí,
Sí.
son novios guapos. Sí, son novios guapos. Bueno, y ahora tenemos la otra, la otra. Camila, la otra. Camila. Otra pareja.
Son viejos.
Son viejos. Son ancianos.
Ancianos.
Ancianos. Son ancianos. Son ancianos. They're elderly. Yeah. Anciano can mean, yeah. It sounds like ancient, doesn't it? Son ancianos. Son viejos.
Son de Inglaterra.
Son de Inglaterra. Son de Inglaterra. Es el príncipe Carlos de Inglaterra. Es el hijo de la reina Isabel II, o segunda, perdón. Isabel II. Bien. Bueno, a ver.
Son sonrientes. Smiling. They are smiling.
Oh, sonrientes, sí. Sí. Sonríen, sí, son sonrientes, sí. ¿Ella es atractiva?
No.
No, más o menos.
Mejor pregunta. ¿Es más atractiva que Diana?
No.
No.
Menos atractiva.
Menos atractivo.
Ujú.
Es menos, yo creo que es menos atractiva que Diana.
Sí.
Que descanse en paz, may she rest in peace. Que descanse en paz, may she rest in peace. Ok, sí, eso es. Muy bien, vale. Bueno, entonces tienen una idea de que sí. Now, we can also use, ella es bastante atractiva para una mujer de años avanzados. Bastante atractiva. She's fairly attractive. You could, if you really think she's, a nair, you could really get into, es poco atractiva. She's not so, no es tan atractiva. Ok, bien, vale. Bueno, entonces, ustedes van a hablar uno al otro. You're going to talk about a different category of words. Tengo que ver la lista que tengo aquí. ¿Dónde está? Bien, ok. A ver. I want you to think about ways of saying, ways of expressing happy and sad. Happy and sad. Because we get into ruts with happy and sad, yeah. And the last one I want you to work on is talking about, oh, right, this is the idea I had. How to express that someone is nice. Like you're talking about people and what you mean to say is they are nice, they're easy to get along with. They are, has nothing to do with attractiveness. Just being good people and being nice, cooperative, kind, that kind of idea. Nice, cooperative, kind, and the opposite, people who are not nice, cooperative, and kind. How do we talk about people who are not nice, cooperative, and kind? And then did I give you the idea of free as well? I said free?
No.
Okay, talk about what are words that we use to talk about something being free? Because there are a couple of words, and we're going to use this as a stepping stone. Free is going to be a little bit different because free has different meanings, and there are two different meanings. So I want to see if you can brainstorm about the two different meanings of free, because Spanish will use two completely unrelated words to talk about something or someone being free, okay? So I'm going to send you back out into breakout rooms again, 5 minutos, 5 minutes. That's really all you need, right? Sí, 5 minutos son suficientes. Okay, and hit your join button, see what ideas you can come up with. Okay, we're gonna have everybody coming back on in about a minute. En un minuto. Fantástico, fantástico. Bueno, espero que ustedes tengan muy buenas ideas. I hope you've got some really good ideas to share. We're going to have to clear these to make space here. ¿Cuál? Which word group shall we start with?
Oh, happy.
Happy. Happy. ¿Cómo se dice happy?
Alegre.
Alegre. Alegre.
Feliz.
Feliz. Sí, claro.
Contento.
Contento. These are the big three, generally. See, hay más, more, these are usually the big three. Alegre.
Afortunado.
Afortunado, sí, afortunado.
Divertido.
Divertido, well, that has the idea of fun, but it's that. So it's related. It's in the ballpark there. It's in the ballpark.
Sonriendo.
Sonriendo, sonriendo. Smiling, happy. Oh, yeah, we associate that with being happy. Sonriendo, smiling. Me gusta mucho. Okay, lo opuesto. Triste. Yeah. Triste.
That's the only thing I could come up with.
Triste.
Lamentable.
Lamentable.
Mm.
Sí.
Penoso. Penoso.
Penoso. Se puede. You could. Yeah, you could use that idea. Deprimido. Deprimido. No.
Never heard.
Deprimido, depressed. Yeah. Oh, by the way, depre. They often abbreviate that just to be short, like we abbreviate ideas. Yeah. So you might hear people abbreviate it a bit.
Doloroso.
Oh, doloroso. Qué buena palabra. Sí. Infeliz. Infeliz. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, but not always. Not always. Sometimes we can use this idea of prefixes, the little parts of words that we stick on the front, or suffixes, the little things you stick on the back of words. Sometimes they use that just like we do because of the Latin roots. Melan.
Oh.
Melancholico.
Okay. Bien, bien. I'm going to throw this one in only because, we think nostalgic in kind of a nice sense, but in Spanish, it usually doesn't carry a super happy connotation. I'm not sure why that is nostálgico, but yeah, often does
Is
not.
that sort of like pensive or?
Yeah. Thinking about what was. Oh, crap. My life is crap. Yeah, gee, if only. Yeah, that kind of thing. Muy solito. Well, that's really like all alone, but that like conveys the idea that person is unhappy because they're all muy solito. Me siento muy solita. Me siento muy solita. All by my lonesome, just bad. Okay, let's seg over to some, where were my other ideas here? Ooh, nice. Well, how do you talk about somebody being nice?
Simpático.
Simpático. And there's a problem with nice in English because nice is a sort of, oh, he's nice.
Yeah.
Amable.
Yeah, that, but simpático is really a compliment. ¿Qué más?
Amable.
Amable. Amable. Oh. Sí, muy amable. Usted es muy amable. Wow, somebody opens a door for you, the first thing out of your mouth. Oh, usted es muy amable. Muchas gracias. All right. Usted es muy amable. When people say that, they really mean it. That's a sincere thing. Muy amable, muy amable. You know, and they may not even say usted es muy amable. They may just look at you and say muy amable, muy amable. You're very nice. Okay. Algo más, something else.
Agradable.
Agradable. Agradable. We could look at that as agreeable, which means nice. Yeah. Agradable. Es una persona muy agradable. Okay. Excelente. ¿Hay más? Any more?
Hmm.
Amistoso.
Mhm.
Amistoso. Amigable. These two are kind of, they are both, they mean the same thing. Amistoso, friendly. Amistoso, amigable, friendly. Yeah. Friendly, kind, nice.
Can you use me llama or me llama, Jorge? Like I like that person.
Oh,
Emma, like
well,
AMO or AMA.
well, ama es muy especial. Ama carries with it a very amorous, a very romantic connotation.
Mhm.
Él me ama. Él me ama. He loves me. And that is never going to be he likes me. That's yeah. That's that kind of thing. So that's pretty strong. That's really friendly.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Bueno. Fantástico. Bien. How about the opposite of friendly? Somebody who is not.
Grosero.
Otra vez, perdón.
Grosero.
Grosero. Ooh, that's like down on the scale. Grosero. Grosero. Grosero looks like gross. And it doesn't mean gross. If you look at food and you think it looks disgusting, you do not say grosero. My teenage kids used to like to say, no se usa así. We don't use it that way. Grosero is just downright rude, you know, rude, badly behaved. Yeah, grosero is pretty much right at the bottom of the heap. Okay. Buena palabra. ¿Qué más?
No
Somebody
es
else.
bueno.
No es bueno.
Malo.
Hello?
Es malo. Sí, yeah, you can get as basic as that. Es malo. Es malo. Bad person. Just bad person. How about ooh. Ooh, instead of simpático, antipático. Es muy antipático.
Oh.
Es muy antipático is not so strong as grosero. Oh, here's a thing where we have kind of gradation coming in, yeah. Antipático is not as bad as grosero, but yeah. Ooh. Maleducado. Rude. That is also used
Not
for
poorly educated.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, well, but if you're rude, you're so poorly educated, you don't know how to behave in polite society. Yeah. So it kind of does come from that in a way. It comes from a very sort of, I guess, maybe snobbish way of looking at the peones, you know. Oh, look at that poor schmuck that's, you know, just some guy who has no education, some gal who has no education, you know. Yeah. Malcriado. Malcriado. You know, anytime you put mal in front of something, it's like it's the big sign, right? You know, sometimes even if we want to be maybe sort of subtle about it. Es una persona muy difícil. Es una persona muy difícil. Es una persona muy difícil. But you know, this is like being much kinder than saying grosero. Es muy difícil. He's very difficult. You know, not easy to get along with. Bien? Sí?
Did you say a malcontento, someone who's unhappy? Or
You could. Sí? Se puede. Okay, and what was my, I have one more. I had the
Free.
idea of free. Free. There are a couple ways to talk about free, and this is going to seg us into a new idea. Free. Wow, how many ways do we use free in English?
we got the free press.
Free press.
Costing nothing.
Costing nothing. Free as in something that costs, you know, nada. Whoops, you know.
Free and easy. You know, yeah.
Free and easy, sure. You know, something that costs as costing nothing, and free as in liberated, right?
Right.
Something that is not, someone who is not in jail, you know, lo que sea, whatever that may be, right? But we use very, very, or, oh, you know, we say free time,
Mhm.
free time, right? If I want to say free time, or someone is free, we use, which word do we use?
Libre.
Libre.
Tiempo libre.
Yeah, tiempo libre. Un rato libre. A short bit of time that you have open. Tengo un rato libre. Yeah, I've got a little bit of time, free time. Tiempo libre. They do say that. Tengo tiempo libre. Okay, vale, bien. But if something does not cost anything, we cannot say free as libre.
Gratis.
Gratis. Gratis, right.
Mhm.
So some words where, you know, we may use the same word in English, they may not in Spanish, okay? And that is going to bring us to some ideas of, we want to work in some words and talk about some words that are words that may or may not mean the same thing, words that we, you know, some of these are going to be things that we kind of might misuse, and other times, no, they're just words where you need to know their little nuances of differences, yeah? So we're going to talk, sí, perdón, sí,
I got a quick question.
sí, dime.
How much license does someone have with the use of mal? So for example, could I say mal feliz or mal alegre or mal contento? I can't. So mal,
Well,
you can hook on some. but
Mal contento, I think you can. Yeah, mal contento, I believe you can. But not mal feliz.
So
That would be, that would,
how-
yeah, and really it would be probably more like descontento, rather than mal contento, descontento. Descontento would be probably a little more common. But no, we won't peg mal onto, you can't just take mal and just stick it on front of it.
Right.
Anything.
Well,
At
I'm the
all.
Xbox Day kid, remember.
Yeah. Okay. Bien. Bueno. A ver. We're going to talk about some words that sometimes causes confusion, and some that sometimes will be just things that you can use as alternatives that will be interchangeable. Some things are not interchangeable. Some things are interchangeable. ¿Cómo se dice, por ejemplo, to know? To know.
Saber.
Saber or conocer.
Saber or conocer. Are they interchangeable?
No.
No. I'm going to write these in the chat box so you can see. Saber, to know, and conocer. also to know. But sometimes they define this as to be familiar with.
You sharing your
Okay.
screen? Oh, I see in chat box.
Yeah, and in the chat box. If you don't have chat box turned on, you won't
Mhm.
see it. So do turn on your chat box. So saber or conocer. But so here's something again. So this is kind of, I guess, like the gratis and libre idea. Saber and conocer. Saber and conocer, we can't use interchangeably. Saber we use to talk about, what?
To know
You
a
know
fact or how to
something.
do something.
Knowing facts, knowing how to do stuff.
No.
Facts, information, how to do stuff, ¿ok? Entonces, si quiero decir, I know where you live.
Yo sé a dónde vives.
Yo sé dónde vives, yo sé dónde vives.
Where did he go?
Bien, sí, yo sé. ¿Dónde vives? ¿Dónde vives? Where you live. Es información. That's just information,
Yo sé.
right? That's just information. Bueno, sí. I know the president's name. I know the president's name.
Yo sé el nombre del presidente.
Yo sé el nombre del presidente. Yo sé el nombre del presidente. Yo sé el nombre del presidente. That's just information, right? Okay, vale. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yo sé lo que
Okay.
lo que quieres decir, whatever you want to say. Yeah. So, okay. So you get the idea. Or we use it to talk about having knowledge about how to do a certain activity. And then we always combine saber, not with information, but with a verb that is in the original base non-conjugated form. Okay. Por ejemplo, yo sé esquiar. Yo sé esquiar en la nieve y en el agua. Yo sé esquiar. Yo sé montar en bicicleta. Yo sé hablar francés un poco, no mucho. Sé hablar francés un poco y español mucho mejor, y inglés, claro, sí, y un poquísimo de alemán, pero no mucho. Okay, so we use it for that. So then why do we need this conocer?
To meet somebody or to be familiar with a person.
To be
Use it
familiar with a place.
Yeah, okay. So we use conocer in very specific structures, and that's why that idea of familiar with kind of kicks in. We use conocer to say that you know a person personally, not you know his name, but you know that person. You have met that person before, you know that person. That you are meeting somebody for the first time, face to face, okay? We use conocer to say that you are familiar with a place, meaning you know your way around. You have been there before, okay? Yo sé dónde está la India, pero no conozco la India. I know where India is, but I am not familiar with India. When we use conocer to talk about a place, it can be anything from the best sushi place, you know, a restaurant, a place enclosed by four walls. It can be a city, it can be a state, it can be any geographical area that you know your way around, a city, a state, a country. Sometimes we use conocer also with knowing a topic so thoroughly, like you're an expert on it. But you know, in casual conversation, you're not likely to use that. Okay, vale. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of these words that where Spanish might have two words that mean very different things in this case, and I want you to maybe use saber and conocer for one of the homework things we're going to talk about in a little bit. I'll give you the instruction for a bit. We're going to talk about one more verb, and we're going to watch part of a video, not this week, but next week on this. We're going to take like a different set of verbs every week and talk about them. Oh, when we talk about remember, there are two ways to say remember.
Acordar.
Almost.
Record that.
Oh, you're so close. Okay, so let's take it. Yeah,
Recuerda.
recordar. This is the one that most people come up with. Recordar, because it looks like record, and you record it in your memory, and it's an easy word to remember, and it's very cognate. And not necessarily acordar, because acordar, just as acordar, means to be in accord.
Needs to be acordarse, right? Or
It's got to be acordarse de.
de.
And it's gotta be that. Because we do use acordar without the se, but in a totally different meaning. And when you use acordarse, you do need to use the de. Acordarse de. Acordarse de. So unlike saber and conocer, which mean very different things, these are pretty darn close. And we're going to see how close next week. Another thing they have in common, they are both stem changers. They are both UE stem changers. So recuerdo, recuerdas, recuerda, recordamos, recuerdan, right? Recordé, recordaste, recordó en el pasado, bien, ok, vale. Recordaron. Recuerdo. But when I use this one, and this is the one that trips people up because, oh, now I've got a whole bunch of words I got to string together. That sucks, man. Here we go. Okay, so here it is. Me acuerdo de. Me acuerdo de. Me acuerdo de. It's also a stem changer, but it is reflexive. And I can't tell you why it's reflexive. It just is. And you need to use it with de. Me acuerdo de cuando fuimos a Ajo Els. I remember when we went to Ajo Els. Sí, me acuerdo de, te acuerdas de, se acuerda de, nos acordamos de, se acuerdan de. And these are pretty, in lots of cases, interchangeable. But with this one, you need to remember all of this string of words. And sadly, a lot of people like that structure. A lot of people like that structure. So next week, we're going to watch a little video. And there is a little bit of a nuance difference, but you'll see what the nuance difference is, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay. So I want you to kind of ponder that, and you might be able to work it into your little assignment. When you come in next week, I want you to watch the next Destinos video. If you're a newbie person, I'm going to show you they're going to be two back to back, and it's kind of long. It's 2 half-hour things, but they talk pretty slowly through most of it. They're going to be 2 recap things that kind of sum up what happened in all of these episodes, because we're up in the 40s. So just watch the 2 recap episodes if you're a newbie person, so that you know the general gist of what's going on, because it's a long story. And I'll give you the current one too, new folks, but if that's too much to watch, don't feel pressed to do it. the rest of you guys, you're going to get the new episode of Destinos, the new one. Okay. So you're going to watch that. You're going to watch the rest of the video from Juan that we had with like the other 5 things, cinco cosas, other things that people que no sabes del español, other things that you didn't know about Spanish, or maybe you did because you're just so smart. Ustedes son tan listos. And I want you to think about this. Un tema, el tema de conversación. El tema, and notice it's el tema, and oh, it's a spoiler alert for the 5 things you don't know about Spanish. El tema de conversación. El tema de conversación es mi lugar favorito. Mi lugar favorito. I want everybody to prep a little, and you will need to prep a little, probably. You know, I could just talk off the top of my head. I don't expect you to be able to do that, but jot down some ideas. So, you know, we wrote, we talked about adjectives because maybe you want to find some special adjectives that are really exact to talk about. Tu lugar o su lugar, sus lugares favoritos. Mi lugar favorito, my favorite place. Mi lugar favorito. Your favorite place might be, gee, in your house. I guess it could be, but I was thinking more along the lines of your favorite place in Scottsdale, your favorite place in Arizona, your favorite place to go any time, your favorite place that you ever went to your whole life in the whole world. It can be whatever. It can be very local, very statewide, very USA, very in the whole world. Mi lugar favorito. It can be your favorite place that you just go to make yourself a sane person when things are not so sane. See, mi lugar favorito. Entonces, sí, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Where is it? ¿Por qué es tu lugar favorito? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Why is it your favorite place? What is so great? Describa o describe ese lugar. Y ¿por qué es tan especial? Es tan único. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué es tan único? Why is it so unique? I don't expect you to talk for 5. Do you know how long it will take to talk for 5? If you can talk for 5 minutes, tú eres tan listo. I don't expect you to talk for a really long time, but you know, a little short introduction. And I will start with my example next week, okay? I've got so many places I've got to think. I will turn on the share so that if you have a photo you want to share, you out there will also have the ability to share a picture if you would like to do that. You don't have to, but or you might have a still photo you want to put up to the camera. A mí no me importa. Lo que quieran, whatever you guys want to do. But I want you to come in and do a description and share that with the group, and everybody will take different turns. And as people are talking, I want you to jot down, you might have a question for what Juanita says about her special place. So after she finishes telling you, you may want to ask her a question about that place. Okay, something that struck you as unusual that you want to ask her about that. Okay, like, you know, how big is that place? I don't know. You know, where, how many people live in that place? If she talks about a city, you know, and okay, so yeah, whatever it may be, something that you saw in the picture that she has, that you say, wow, you know, what is that? So think also not just about your speech, but think about asking people in Spanish about things after they've talked about it a little bit. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
¿Está bien? Entonces ustedes tienen videos, el video de Juan, 5 cosas que no sabes del español. Los videos de destinos, and those of you who are new, please just watch like the catch-up videos. And if you only have time for one, I totally get it, that's fine, but just, you know, kind of go with the flow with that. We'll talk a little bit about the new one and describe some people, and you can talk about some people in the new episode. We'll take maybe 15 minutes to do that. And el lugar especial, and then we're going to talk a little bit about acordarse and recordar, and do some practice with those. Okay? Bien? ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Está bien.
Fantástico. Ok. Me encanta. Ustedes son geniales. Ustedes son
Muy bien.
geniales.
Those famous.
Okay, vale, magnifico. I usually give people a little bit of time to log off, chit chat if they feel like it, or just take off if you have to. A mí no me importa, está bien. Lo que quieran, whatever you guys want.
Okay. Hasta la próxima semana.
Hasta la próxima semana. Excelente, sí.
Luego.
Sí, no veo la hora, I can't wait, no veo la hora de